What's going on YouTube? Achilles here, and today I put together a Boros control deck, and the whole point of this deck is to not only deal with all the aggro decks, but to deal with all the control decks as well. And I say this because we're able to draw a lot of cards between 4 copies of Caretaker's Talent and 4 copies of Enduring Innocence. So between these two cards, we have plenty of cards to always use, no matter if we're playing a quick game or a long game. And if we're playing against an aggro deck, we could gain life between cards like Authority of the Consuls, Caretaker, Lightning Helix, and even the goblins that the Windcrag Siege creates has lifelink the turn they come out. So we could always stay in the game, and if we happen to play against another control deck, we could grind past all their board wipes, all their removal, all their creatures, because we have plenty of removal of our own, and plenty of ways to double down on our tokens with stuff like Elspeth, and we could even make tokens in our land base with Fountainport. So with this deck, we have plenty of removal, we have plenty of creatures that we could produce, and we have plenty of cards that we could draw so we could keep up with other decks. So let's get right into this list. We got 2 Authority of the Consuls, 4 Seam Rip, 2 Carrot Cake, 4 Get Lost, 4 Lightning Helix, 4 Caretaker's Talent, 4 Enduring Innocence, 3 Windcrag Siege, 2 Day of Judgment, 4 Elspeth Stormslayer, 2 Ultima, and for the lands we got 1 Ishgard the Holy Sea, 2 Plains, 1 Cori Mountain Monastery, 1 Mountain, 2 Inspiring Vantage, 2 Restless Bivouac, 4 Sacred Foundry, 4 Sunbillow Verge, 2 Demolition Field, 4 Fountainport, and 2 Multiversal Passage. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe, and if you're new here, just know I have new videos coming out every day, and if you want to become a member, you could get early access to videos. Let's get right into these games. So the only problem is we need to find a red source so we could use stuff like Lightning Helix, but either way we're good because mostly everything uses a white mana source. Plus we have Demolition Field to get a red source if we need to. Haha, no artifact or creature for you to choose. But they get a glimpse at our hand. We hold up Get Lost, and we just wait to see what they do next. Well, there is our red source. We don't need the red source right now, so I'm just gonna go right into Caretaker's Talent. Why pay the 2 life if we don't have to right now? It's one way to get rid of it. Let's do it like this. I was thinking about just setting up for a fish with Fountainport, but I think it's better just to do this. Making a fish isn't going to be that relevant, I guess, right now. I mean, it'll be nice, but it won't be game-changing. But now we have 2 Fountainports, and we're just going to see what our opponent does next. So this is going to be the beginning of our fish army. Let's go for the swing first before anything else. Will it resolve? Wait, what am I saying? They're not even playing blue. They could just remove it, exile it. They attempt to exile it. So this is what we're doing. We're going to get rid of our own card, so it could be an enchantment, and we could draw cards still. What's the move then? Well, you know what? I think we just draw cards. Play this tapped. And we're just going to draw another card off the Fountainport. Huh, look at that. Not too bad of a start. Well, maybe one too many seam rips. I don't think we need to open up at 3. Maybe if the third one was a third land, that'd be good. But hopefully we could find that. You're playing... But you know what? Actually, though, all these seam rips might actually be good in this matchup. Because if they're playing a, whatchamacallit deck, Raise the Past, Orzhov, Sephiroth, or I don't even know. Maybe they just didn't have a white mana source. I have no idea what they're playing. What I do know is I'm going to play Enduring Innocence as a creature. I'm going to potentially trade with the color so I can make it an enchantment, and it'll be a lot easier. Or should I say it's going to be a lot harder for them to get rid of our Enduring Innocence once it's an enchantment. Because they don't... Mono Black doesn't really have that many enchantment destroying cards besides, like, I think it's called Withering Torment, the 3-drop, but besides that, it's pretty tough for them to deal with enchantments. I'm going to set it up like this. As much as I want to Seam Rip right now, I want to make sure I utilize our mana. I want to find that 4th land, of course. Interesting. Maybe it isn't the Orzhov Sephiroth deck I thought they were playing. That's a 4th land. So we're going to use the Seam Rip on the Zealot, which might make them get rid of the Gorehound. Potentially, of course. And I think we're going to have to Seam Rip again. Just going to get rid of all their cards. They're playing a graveyard focus deck. Then we just get rid of all their stuff. And with the timeline color, it doesn't matter much to me because they're taking damage too. But we do also have to keep up with gaining life, so that is part of the battle. But now we can go for Elspeth. Make some more tokens. And next turn, I could pump everyone up with Elspeth. And that would be... You know what? If they don't get rid of everything, or should I say, if they don't interact with our board, we might be able to win next turn. Because we're not going to block the color at all. We would go to 9. But what are they going to do now? Do they hold up removal? Do they play more cards? There's a Sephiroth. What are they going to do for that last mana? Anything? Okay, we should have it if they don't. Oh, wait a minute. They go to 14, though. They will survive. Because I would have pumped everyone up. That would have been 10 plus Lightning Helix. That would have been 13. So, unfortunately, they're going to survive because of the life they gain from the Sephiroth. So, instead, what are we going to do? I think we still have to hold the Lightning Helix to do the damage. We are going to pump everyone up, though, like we originally planned. So we just swing. Oh, wait a minute. That is so funny. I just realized I forgot that the Elspeth made an extra token of the Windcrag Siege. So technically we had it all along. Whoops. Our opponent's going first. I'm going to keep this. Might as well just get rid of this now while we still can. Another one. Alright, we'll hold on to the Get Lost. We'll see what they cast. Definitely want to get rid of that. Go for Enduring Innocence now, so we have draw power as well as a creature to block with. It happens to have lifelink. When I see all these cards, I think of, what's it called? The Bright Glass Gearhulk? First thing that comes to mind, of course. Very fancy. So we're going to get rid of the Paw Patch Recruit. It's going to put a counter on the Gene Pollinator, which we don't really care about because we're just going to use the Seam Rip. Just clear the whole board. And even though we don't have our fourth land, I mean, listen, we stopped them in their tracks for now. Which is all that matters, because with this deck, we're here for a long time. Our deck should have the higher ceiling than theirs. But now we just run into the whole thing, the whole problem if we could hopefully find a fifth land. Because then we go for Elspeth, and then we could do a whole bunch of things. But we could also just draw a card that could produce a token, so we could draw some more cards. So, let's see what happens. That's Seam Rip. Seam Rip could Seam Rip. Seam Rip, Seam Rips. Well, Seam Rip will Seam Rip the Seam Rip. Yeah, that's what I meant. It sounds kind of confusing. Alright, so we go for Elspeth. We're going to make 2 of our little tokens. Going to draw some cards. Nice. I was going to make the joke that if they Seam Rip our Seam Rip, we could Seam Rip their Seam Rip to get back our Seam Rip to Seam Rip what it Seam Ripped. Which is exactly what's going to technically happen, because they're going to probably use that. Really? I was going to say, I thought they're going to use it on our enchantment, but they might choose our creature, it looks like. Yeah, they Seam Rip, Seam Rip. I'm going to stop saying that. Seam Rip. Saying Seam Rip a million times. Okay, so they now could make double counters. But you want to know something? We could actually, instead of using Seam Rip on the other one, we could just use it on the Innkeeper's Talent. Before we do that, though, I'm just going to see everything that we could possibly draw before I... Okay. So I still think that's correct, then. Get rid of you. I think we'll set up for the big swing for next turn. Yeah. So we'll make more tokens. Make more tokens. You played a land. Okay, so now at the end of their turn, we'll use the Caretaker to make 2 more tokens, and then next turn we should win because we'll pump up everyone with Elspeth, and then we'll use the level 3 for Caretaker's talent, and that should be enough to close the game. Now they're swinging out with everyone. So as long as we keep it alive, that's all we care about. So I'm just going to get rid of 1 rabbit so we can keep it alive. So now we get rid of the carrot cake, make 2 more rabbits, and of course we get to scry 1, which is always nice. So now we get to draw 2 cards. And now for the big play. And now we just swing. And we should have it. Nice. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. Tell me what you think of the deck in the comment section down below. Please like the video and subscribe if you have not already. And if you're new here, just know I have new videos coming out every day. I hope everyone has a great day. Take care.